Welcome back to RamblinWreck.com. Tyler Melton's a senior from Houston, Texas, who gray-shirted, and we're going to explain that in a moment.
Yes.
But first of all, I want to ask you something. I look at stats, and I see that you have 6 catches for an average of 18 yards.
Yes.
I see that our ground game has 2,435 yards.
Wow.
Now, I've been told that as much as you like catching the ball, you also don't mind blocking.
At all. Actually, I've grown to love blocking since I've been here. I felt like it's just kind of been my just the way I do things, that you have to be the best at something. And so if I'm not going to catch 100 passes a year, I might as well knock somebody's heads off.
Where does one learn to be? Because a couple of years ago, I always said that Demaryius Thomas was a willing blocker.
Yes.
He turned into a first-round pick because, in part, not only of his physical size and his ability to catch the ball, but Tyler, he got there because he would destroy guys in the run game.
Exactly.
Julio Jones, same way. Where does one say, as a receiver, catching balls all your life, high school, whatever, I'm going to be a blocker? I'm going to learn to block, and I'm going to, in your case, maybe love to learn to block or love blocking. Or do you love it?
I do love it. I do love it, and I feel like where it came from is that it helps better the team. So anything that I could do to help better the team, I'm all about. So the better I got at blocking, the better the team did. So I continue to progress that way.
When does one say it's about the team? Do you say it right away when you get here? Because I think when you're honeymooned and romanced in recruiting, you think it's me. When does it become we?
Honestly, you come in and it's all about I. It's all about I. It's just what I could do. What are my expectations? Everybody's looking at you, and it kind of takes a reality check when you first get here. But after that, it just naturally flows. You buy into the system. We've all bought in, and you do whatever you have to do to make the team better.
How better is this team?
It's a lot better.
Yeah?
I say it's a lot better. I say we're just all flowing. We're on the same page. On the same page throughout the year. That's been the trend.
Is that because of last year?
I say last year definitely brought us closer. So it took the fire to bring us closer from last year. No one wants to be mediocre. And 6 and 7 was the definition of mediocre.
Yeah.
So with that, it kind of lit a flame under all of us that we didn't want to be mediocre again. So with that, we went to off season, winter workouts, spring ball, summer workouts, fall camp with that flame, and just to get better.
Is that what makes last Saturday at Virginia difficult to deal with?
It does, because we know what we're capable of, and we know where we have been before. And to take a step backwards after all the hard work that we've done, it definitely makes it more difficult.
You look at the body of work a team does. Do you forget sometimes how quick 12 games go?
Man, 2011 is almost over now. So you really do forget, because I've been here since, 2008?
Yeah.
And I've played, I can't even tell you how many games I've played, but all of them are over now. So the season flies by, and it's all about taking advantage of that moment.
Do older guys tell you that when you first get here and you kind of wave it off, and then all of a sudden as you get older you say, man, he was right?
Exactly. That's kind of what happens. You get in here and you're just like, things are slowly progressing at first, and you're like, oh, I got all the time in the world, and the older guys are like, you know what, it's going to pass you by, stop and sniff the roses, realize what you're doing. And by the time it sinks in, you're a senior. You're a senior. And so I'm trying to pass that down to a couple guys under me, too.
All right, now it's you, DJ.
Yes.
And then Steve's a junior.
Yes.
And then after that,
it's just young.
Jeff Green, Darren Waller. I mean, what are you telling these young guys? They're 7 games in. They can't be tired. You're not allowed to be tired 7 games in, right?
Exactly. You're not allowed to be tired. You're not allowed to complain. And so we just try to pass them little snippets of knowledge and wisdom. So, just from the punctuality side, just being on time from all the meetings, your classes, and all those sorts of things, to the advice of, your time's going to come. So, with that said, we just try to pass them all this wisdom, and it's up to them if they want to accept it or not.
I said at the top you came here as a gray shirt.
I did.
Did it work for you? Would you? I mean, do you? First of all, explain it, and
Okay.
then did it work for you, and are you glad you did it?
Okay, so for me, gray shirting worked. What happened was
You signed in February of 07.
I signed in February of '07.
Letter of intent, right?
October of '06, which is about my 7th high school game or so, I tore my ACL against our arch rivals.
Did you win?
No.
Dang.
Let me tell you what happened. I don't think I've told you the story before. Okay, so it's 4th and 1.
Yeah.
We're on the 33-yard line, to be exact. We're on the 33-yard line, and I'm running a jailbreak screen. So I'm coming back in, and the quarterback throws the ball high and behind. I jump up and catch it, no problem. And I land, and when I'm landing, I see there's absolutely no one in front of me. And I think they're up 3 points, and it's in the third quarter right now. And I land, and when I land, my knee buckles, and I just drop. Don't get the first down. They take over on downs, and they proceed to score on the play, and I'm done for the season. So that was my last play of collegiate of high school ball. Yeah.
October of 06, tear your ACL.
Yep.
Signed with Georgia Tech February of 07.
Yes.
Then what happens?
Then what happens? I come in summer '07. I come in. I do treatment with Coach Shoup. Do some workouts with Neil and Siano at the time.
Right.
Then I go back home. And that was a reality check for me because you were the star coming out. Everyone's asking, well, what you doing home? I took a couple classes at the local community college, so I was taking classes there and just at home. So I would go to class and just come back and work out, and that was pretty much my life at the time. After that, came here in January of '08, and
Right.
in January of '08, and I was ready to go. So that's when PJ took over.
Yeah. So you go through a lot. I mean, you knew guys like Dwyer,
Yes.
guys that had signed in that class, Jefferson, Clater, all those guys.
Everyone.
But you weren't with that class.
Yeah,
You signed with them, but you weren't with them.
Yeah. But they did a great job keeping me up, especially when I came in over the summer. Guys like Nick, Derek, Gerard, Roddy, Jason, they will all contact me when I went back home.
Sure.
Let me know to keep my head up, and they were waiting on me to get here. So I feel like I was definitely a part of the '07 class, even though technically I came in on the '08.
You come in, then you're part of the coaching change.
Yes.
Coaching change occurs in December of 07. So you're kind of here, and yet you've been one of the guys who's been not only a leader, you've been a willing guy to step up and say, hey, I'm going to do this for the team.
Yes.
When really, quite frankly, you didn't have to.
I didn't.
What'd you learn?
Oh man, there's so many lessons and valuable lessons I've learned. I can sit here and talk to you
Sure.
all day. But you just start learning the value of your time, others' time. You learn the value of people in general because Coach Gailey and Coach Johnson, stuck beside me when I tore my ACL, and I felt like they didn't have to. A lot of coaches around here would have dropped me, and so I felt like it was my obligation to come here and to still get my education and to play for him.
Starting Saturday, what does this team have to do to reach its goals?
Just have to play. It sounds simple, but that's what we have to do. We have to come out on the field and just play with our hairs on fire like we played from the start of the season. You kind of get complacent. You get lulled into the sense that you're doing great and you're doing good and everything, but you forget that you have to play on Saturdays. So you want to go in the game, every game thinking you're going to win, but at the same time, the other team thinks the same thing. So you're getting yourself into a dogfight, and you have to be ready to play.
It's interesting. Coaches told you guys a lot that every game gets bigger after you win. Sometimes
does.
after you have a loss, they get bigger.
It's even bigger. So we're going down to play the U this weekend, and it's definitely the biggest game of the season. So we're focused completely on Miami this weekend, and we're going to get a W.
Thanks for the time.
Not a problem.
That's Tyler Melton, and this is RamblingWreck.com.